Having been a holding since 2017, I am able to empathize with the displeasure that many of you experience over its performance, particularly when contrasting it with the overall cryptocurrency market. On the other hand, this setback might very well be the opportunity that we have been looking forward to waiting for. A potential replay for XRP is suggested by the pattern that we have witnessed since 2017, which has a close resemblance to the pattern that existed before to the large rise that occurred in 2017. Experiencing doubt is something that might be appreciated. Skepticism was the sort of comment that we received the most frequently, due to previous failures having doubts about the potential of a big change occurring. In spite of this, it is essential to keep in mind that history has in fact been written in this fashion in the past, most notably in 2017 following a protracted period of preparation that lasted nearly 1,300 days. Welcome to the Moneyside family. Thank you for visiting your go-to location for the most recent information about XRP. Before we get into the specifics of today's great announcements, I would want to make a small request for that favor. You should show us some support and give that like button a solid bash if you enjoy the stuff that we provide. In order to become a member of our wonderful community, you must first subscribe to our channel and then ring the notification bell. In addition, I have some really wonderful news. Just as we are getting close to reaching the 60,000 subscriber milestone, we are getting ready to host a magnificent XRP giveaway. The participation process is really simple and only requires 3 steps. You won't want to miss out on this opportunity, so make sure you stay tuned for further information. It is also important to remember to include the hashtag Moneyside in your comments in order to guarantee that you will be considered for the contest. It's possible that many people are unaware of this. On the other hand, XRP is considered to be one of the early cryptocurrencies, especially when Bitcoin was launched to the market in 2013. Between the years 2013 and 2017, it went through a significant period of growth before finally breaking through. There is a strong correlation between this historical pattern and our current situation, which is characterized by minimal volatility, which suggests that there is a possibility that history may repeat itself. The anticipation of a major price objective, such as 1.116 for XRP, continues to be a credible expectation, despite the fact that the extent of the increase may vary. Skeptical thinking that is founded on the lack of immediate outcomes fails to take into account the fundamental nature of market cycles and technical formations. It is understandable that one might become exhausted by listening to hypothetical narratives that lack meaningful proof. However, our attention is currently focused on the technical groundwork that has been established since 2017, which indicates that a significant shift is on the horizon. In spite of the fact that my portfolio is diversified beyond XRP, I continue to have exposure to it because I am confident that we are on the verge of a replay of the past. In order to shed light on the ever-changing dynamics, the purpose of this debate is to emphasize the possibility of substantial changes based on analytical observations rather than merely theoretical conjecture. While the chart patterns of XRP are the basis for our optimism over the cryptocurrency, it is important to highlight the incisive analysis that was provided by our renowned colleague, Mr. Francis Hunt, who is also known as the market sniper and crypto sniper. The cornerstone of our price target forecast for XRP is his in-depth analysis of the structure of the cryptocurrency and the ramifications of that structure. From this study, it appears that XRP is now exhibiting a major bullish trend. However, it is essential to emphasize that our optimistic attitude is supported by basic factors as well, despite the fact that these characteristics are not the major focus of our attention. As the global remittance and currency markets continue to evolve, the potential for XRP to participate in these markets cannot be emphasized. In the realm of international finance, we are on the verge of entering a new age, one that will be marked by a transition toward a currency FX monetary system. XRP is extraordinarily well prepared to play a big role in this system. Before we dig any further into the technical analysis, let's investigate the reasons behind the creation of XRP immediately after Bitcoin and the role it plays in the ecosystem of the financial technology industry. The architecture of XRP is centered on the utilization of a global ledger to support not just monetary transactions, but also the exchange of assets alongside monetary transactions. When we move closer to a future in which the digitalization and tokenization of assets will be widespread, the value of the XRP token will become even more clear. The necessity of XRP inside the foreign exchange market, often known as the FX market, is frequently called into doubt by critics, particularly in large-scale transactions. For instance, in order to convert a big number of yen into dollars, it is customarily necessary to have an equivalent value in both currencies. This might result in a significant amount of liquidity being tied up. XRP reduces this need by acting as a bridge token, which enables virtually immediate transfers between currencies without the need to lock up liquidity. This eliminates the need for additional liquidity. When it comes to simplifying and improving the effectiveness of international currency exchange transactions, this functionality marks a major step forward. When it comes to the foreign exchange market, XRP has a significant potential to overhaul the industry, ushering in a new age of efficiency and liquidity. The importance of the XRP coin cannot be overstated, particularly when one takes into account the magnitude of the foreign exchange market. It was estimated that the foreign exchange market was worth an astounding 2.4 quadrillions in the year 2020, making it the most liquid and one of the largest markets in the world, only perhaps being surpassed by derivatives. Moving forward in time to the year 2022, the daily trading volume in the foreign exchange market reached $7.5 trillion total. Imagine the impact that XRP and Ripple would have on the facilitation of a substantial chunk of the global remittance transactions. This highlights the enormous potential for development and acceptance of these cryptocurrencies. The implications for value appreciation are significant due to the fact that there is a limited number of 100 billion XRP tokens, of which there are now 54 billion in circulation. The market capitalization of XRP would be equivalent to 864 billion if we were to achieve our price goal of 1.116 cents. This price is not completely out of the question when one considers that Bitcoin's market cap has already crossed the $1 trillion level, which demonstrates that such valuations for cryptocurrencies are feasible. XRP has the potential to revolutionize money transfers and payments across international borders with a process that is both basic and innovative. Dollars could be changed into XRP and then into euros or any other currency in a transaction that was enabled using XRP. This process would be completely seamless and would take practically no time at all. For this procedure to be successful, a substantial number of transactions would need to be processed through XRP, which might result in a considerable increase in its value. Given the enormous amounts of money that are involved in everyday foreign exchange transactions, the continual buy and sell operations that are intrinsic to this process might drive the market value of XRP to new heights, which would not only make the 1.116 price objective attainable, but it could also be considered a conservative estimate. Therefore, the underlying considerations that underlie the potential of XRP go beyond the examination of technical charts and are founded in the enormous role that it might play in the ecology of the global financial system. When taken together, the technical configuration of XRP and its basic value in revolutionizing the foreign exchange market offer a compelling argument for the cryptocurrency's continued expansion and acceptance in the future. It is possible that the prospective increase in the value of XRP may first seem as a rise in the adoption or use of the cryptocurrency, depending on a number of speculative parameters. It is of the utmost importance to emphasize that our view on XRP is one of caution. Despite the fact that we are aware of its potential, it does not make up the majority of our investment portfolio. Consider incorporating it into your investment strategy as a speculative component, as we strongly recommend, due to the fact that it is in a good position to dramatically alter the changing face of the global financial system. The unpredictability of the extent to which XRP will be used in the foreign exchange market highlights the speculative character of this investment. Ripple's current collaborations with some of the most prominent institutions in the world, on the other hand, provide an indication that the company may perhaps achieve significant market penetration. An exponential increase in the value of XRP may occur if it were to grab even a small portion of the foreign exchange market, much alone a big portion of it. This would be comparable to the profits that have been projected through the use of technical analysis. This possibility is not just based on technical signs, rather it is also based on the strategic positioning of XRP to change financial transactions on a global scale. Our increased attention on XRP currently in comparison to prior years is a result of patterns and changes that have been seen, which indicate that a performance similar to that of XRP in the past may be on the horizon. The objective of our organization is to overcome superficial criticisms that disregard the potential of XRP only on the basis of its previous performance. This kind of criticism frequently ignores the deliberate and patient approach that institutions take towards investment, which stands in contrast to the normally more reactive character of retail investment. It is necessary to have this nuanced view in order to comprehend the potential